Hello, my name is Matthew Michael, and this is a problem solution outcome video for the Office video, the 2021 interview, my Matilda commercial, and Impossible Year. So I want to start with the Office video. This was an older video. This came out in 2019. This was my senior thesis video. I was part of a homeschool group, and I really didn't want to write a 10-page paper for my high school senior end of the year project, so I convinced my parents to let me make a 20-minute mockumentary of my class. So we're definitely trying to rip off The Office here, hence the name. The biggest challenge with this video is making sure that people showed up, participated, and prepared properly. Because there were about 10 people in my class, all of them wanted a part even though they weren't willing to put in an equal amount of effort. So I had to learn to be tough with my friends on my projects. You know, if you want to be a part of this, you have to let me be in charge. So the solution for this was I just planned everything. I did the best I could to make everything planned out. I had a list of shots that I organized and planned out. I planned out who was in the shot, what scenes I could film with the certain people I had. I reminded everyone to wear the same clothes every week because I wanted to make sure the continuity was just right. The night before, I would double check on who was showing up that day and pull out the scenes that I could film with those people. So if someone didn't show up, we'd just film a different scene. So ultimately, even though this is an older video, I'm very happy with this. We still rewatch it every once in a while. The nice thing about this particular style is that it isn't meant to look polished. It's a mockumentary. It's the style of The Office. The Office is kind of rough, and this is definitely very rough, but that was part of the homemade feel of the mockumentary. The second video was the 2021 interview. This was with the same homeschool co-op. This was their senior year, and they wanted something that they could remember for part of their senior year. All the moms hired me to make an interview video for all their little boys and girls. So I had a similar problem with the Office video, is that I did not have a reliable schedule. So I didn't know necessarily who was showing up and who wasn't. But it was ultimately not as ridiculous as trying to get my friends to participate. So the story behind the title cards is that I actually was learning a completely new editor, and I was learning it by myself, teaching myself. I was watching YouTube videos, and I didn't know how to make a title card graphic, so I opted into making it in camera. So I had them draw it out, and I honestly think that made it feel more homemade, which is what you want from a homeschool video. So it set the tone a lot better than I could have with a title card. So ultimately, I learned to think outside the box with this video and to cover up what I didn't know, and taught myself a whole new software in the process. So as for the outcome of this video, it was very well received. I sat in on the graduation ceremony. All the moms loved it. I sat and watched the crowd. They were very receptive. They laughed when I wanted them to laugh. They smiled when I wanted them to smile. It was very good. I was very proud of this video. Matilda was a commercial I made for a local community theater. Now, with any sort of commercial I've made, there are two things I have to take into account every time. There is the time, because I can only film a week before the show comes out during their dress rehearsal. They only have dress rehearsal the week before the show comes out, so I don't have a lot of time to get things right. So I have to get it right the first time or not use it at all. And the second problem that I face with any sort of commercial like this is copyright. These productions are copyrighted material, and each show has different rules on how you can use that material to advertise for the theater. So every time I have to ask the director to pull out the rules for copyright and make sure that we're not breaking any rules. For this particular video, it was a little different because the commercial was going to go on the local news the next day. So I had less than 5 hours to film and edit this before they were posting it on the local news at 9 a.m. the next day. They said they needed it submitted by 3 a.m., so I had to stay up and make sure that it got submitted. Even after the video was done, I stayed up till 3 a.m. just in case there were any problems that they needed to contact me. So that was a challenge, but I handled it by working hard and staying focused. Again, I found that having your vision figured out beforehand has proved to be the best time saver. The night before I started filming, I went in and took notes and talked to the director about what they wanted, and I got those copyright rules. So I was ready to go that night. As for the outcome, it got on the local news. I was very happy about that. That was a dream come true. This is actually the second commercial that was put on the local news that I've made. But if it's good enough for the local news, it's good enough for me. Finally, Impossible Year. This is the best video I've ever made, I think, even up to date. This is my favorite video. This is the one that I've put the most blood, sweat, and tears into. So if you watch this video, and I hope you do, I can guarantee you that you would not have known that we broke a light bulb. I had to feed and manage 10 people, and I spent about $150 on pizza. This was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was stressful. I had 4 hours to film everything. It was intense. I was overwhelmed the entire time. All the planning I had put into this didn't amount to anything. I barely had time to look at my notes during the shoot. I had to go as fast as I could. And as for the outcome, you can't tell. You honestly can't tell that I was stressed or that it wasn't going well, because it turned out great. I am so proud of this project. I'm so thankful for the people, thankful for my boss who let me use the annex for free after I was searching for days trying to find a nice New Year's party theme spot for this video. The biggest challenge, the biggest problem was that I was overwhelmed. I was having to manage these people. I realized that I need to delegate, because I'm not here to manage people. I'm here to direct, and I'm here to shoot a music video. So I called in my dad. That was my solution. I called in someone who was better equipped to handle these kind of problems, not because I couldn't handle it, but because I needed somebody else to take over so that I could do my job properly. I had to realize that I was the director, not a troubleshooter. So my solution was to delegate that issue to somebody else. And as for the outcome, this was the best video I've ever done. Lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I was very happy with it. I spent a lot less money than I thought I would. My boss let me use the annex of the HOA for free, and I was very proud of the outcome. So thank you for listening. This has been my problem, solution, outcome video, and I hope you have a good day.